This is my last stop before the delivery. I'm in Massachusetts at the rest area, and from here it's 184 kilometers. Dogs are wearing glasses here in Massachusetts. That's a cute dog. Now, one thing I forgot to do at home, where I spent almost a week, is I forgot to do my laundry. Can you believe this? So I totally ran out of t-shirts, so I had to buy this one. That's my next stop, right? So that I don't get lost. $17.99. This is probably the most expensive t-shirt I ever bought. You know, the max, usually I try to buy them at Walmart. $5, you know, or at truck stops they sell them for $3. If you buy, I think, like yeah, 3 for $10. That's the typical deal, especially in the summer before it gets cold. They have amazing deals on t-shirts. Now all I have to do is I have to call the guy. I have to call a guy, Jason. How do you, like, you send me a text message. Like, the guy I called, he sent me a text message. I thought he was on site, but turns out this guy's in the office somewhere. And I said I cannot write right now. You know, and the guy says, "Oh, I can send you a text message." But one limitation of this is that you cannot dial. You know, like, I have a text message on my phone with the guy's number, which is kind of stupid, you know. So I have to dial manually. And I just want to let him know I'm coming, sorry, because it's a school. And I'm a bit concerned. Yeah, it's the line is ringing. Hello, is this Jason? Yeah, Jason, my name's Serge. I'm a Landstar Inway trucker. I got some bags, recycled rubber, for you. Okay, I'm at the, I just stopped at the last like rest area. From here it's about 1 hour 45 minutes. Okay, so I'm gonna be there probably just after 1 o'clock. Okay, it's school, right? So there's not gonna be any like, is it easy to get there? I have the address on the main street, right? Okay, so I'll just be there right after 1. You'll see a yellow truck with a step deck trailer, lots of bags. Okay, see you later. Bye. Alright, so at least now I know that they're expecting me. Oh, and one more news. This load that I had, the one that paid $2,000 on the way back, oversized, we canceled it. Because I checked the our load board yesterday late night, and I saw 2 loads, like super heavy loads, 71,000 pounds, at double the price, and it's the same agent that gave me this load. Like, it's the guy from Texas, and he also speaks Russian. And I often, you know, we often work together because we're basically from the same country. And so I called him. I said, "What's going on? Let's do this one." So he didn't mind canceling the previous one because it was his load too, but now he's making more money, I'm making more money. And I haven't received the paperwork yet, but I'm gonna basically I'm gonna drive 300 miles empty after I deliver this one to Delaware and pick up the heaviest load I ever hauled. Not just with this trailer, but totally. It's gonna be 71,000 pounds, some kind of machine, like basically machinery for a factory. Sorry, I think like a big die or something. And it's going back to Ontario. The only problem is I don't know if they will allow me to travel during the weekend and on Monday, because Monday is the Labor Day, right? Both in US and Canada. So, but we'll see. I can stay in US, you know, I don't mind. Then I'll take a week off, because, you know, this load is amazing. I mean, even though it's supposed to pay maybe $8-10 per mile, but, you know, even 3,800, it's pretty good. So I don't know, I'm just excited. I want to really get into this heavy haul. You know, I want to try heavy stuff. But I remember back in Alberta when I did that, how much was it? 66,000 pounds. The truck was just dying on heels, you know, because I have tall rubber now, well, like 22.5, but regular, and I'm used to small tires, and the truck just was bogging down, you know. I really have to drive fast now, like 105 at least, like 65 miles per hour. Otherwise my RPM are too low and the truck just... So it'll be exciting to see how the truck behaves with 71,000 pound machinery. And I already had too much coffee today, so I stopped went inside the store, and I'm getting tired of these protein bars, you know, because there's so much chemicals in there, so many chemicals. So instead I'm switching back to my favorite food, nuts. And here's one tip in case someone wants to follow suit. Like these almonds are very hard to chew and digest when they're dry. So the best way to eat them is just take a bottle of water, you know, drink half of the bottle or pour it out, and then put the nuts in there. And 10-15 minutes they become very soft, and I'll just, you know, it's very easy when you drive. You just use the same bottle, right? And nuts just fall into your mouth, you know. So just a tip, watered nuts, no salt, no sugar, nothing. This is just plain almonds, very good for you. You know, it's the same, and the cost is even cheaper than a protein bar, but this is the same amount of protein, much better, much higher amount of fiber, and this is all natural, you know. I'm just gonna add some water here. I bought a pack of 12 bottles at Walmart before I left, so I have lots of water. I just wanna add water here. And this should last me, this snack should last me till Boston, hopefully. Oh, and I got another apple. I had one in the morning, so another thing that's good for you. Alright, thanks for watching. We'll report once I have that super heavy load. Stay tuned. Well, I'm at the consignee, that's the old school, and they're building a new one here. And my trailer is already half empty. And I like it that I'm unloaded by, I'm being unloaded not by a regular forklift, but by this telehandler, so which has a very long reach. As you can see, it stays very far away from the trailer. And it goes back into the woods. They have all these trees here, like topped over. Oh, I think they were cleaning up the space for the new building. And I think the stuff I brought, they have a whole bunch of bags like that on the ground. Because I know this is recycled rubber. Actually, it looks like this. Check this out. See? It looks like kind of like asphalt, but it's basically recycled tires. I think they're gonna use it for for the new track, you know, like a stadium. So my load is pretty important, you know. Some young kids are gonna be frolicking around on the new stadium, and part of that pavement was delivered on my truck. Cool. Well, I'm on my way to Canada. Slept at the toll rest area in New Jersey on I-95. On my way to the shipper, pick up this big machine. And I go in the morning, there was a Starbucks there. And the guy says, what's your name? Can I have your name? I say, Serge. And he looks at me and I say, S-E-R-G-E. Now wait, I go to the back of the counter, and when my coffee is ready, the guy says, Grande Americano, and he looks at the cup. Of course he cannot read it, so he passes me the cup, and I look at how he wrote my name. Check this out. How many mistakes can you make in a name when it's spelled to you? S-E-R-G-E. The guy spells it S-A-R-G-H, and then I think there's a C in there. Unbelievable. I think next time I'm just gonna call myself, you know, Maximilian Floyd Robertson, or I'll just say Nemo, or like sometimes I do 007. You know, 00, okay, 007. Alright, well, let me show you my load. But one more thing before I leave this topic of names. You know, like Starbucks, they think it's so cute when they ask you for your name, you know, and then they shout your name, right? So kind of make the experience more memorable for you. One thing they don't realize is that when someone like me has a, you know, foreign name, it only, you know, I feel inferior because no one can spell my name. They cannot say it, you know. Oh, how do you spell your name? You know, like I feel like I'm an idiot. So I think they should stop this, you know. Or don't ask me questions. They should teach them a course how to spell names of people from other countries, because especially in Canada, pretty much everybody's an immigrant. So it's not like US, you know. Over there, basically you can throw a rock and you hit an immigrant, you know. Anyway, enough about that. Here's my load. Doesn't look like much. Looks like, I don't know. Like I described it to one guy, I said like an ice cream kiosk. You know, like a kiosk, you go like a little building. You go to to buy ice cream. And it's only about 17 feet long. But you see this is massive. This is all steel. It's basically pieces of steel. They're gonna slide on these huge monstrous cylinders. There's another one. There's another one over there. Check out the width of that steel piece, and that's why it's so heavy. And this is steel too. And then at the bottom there, I think they have something for, you know, like a counterweight to keep it steady. So 71,200 something. So that's why I use so many straps. I have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I got a chain here. Then I have another kind of like a binder. I just grabbed the corner because the chain, it was not enough space to have the same one in the front. So basically I have like 3 connectors on the front. And I just have one chain in the back because, as stupid as it sounds, but this machine has no ice. No ice for chains. There's no way to connect anything, you know, like normally on expensive machines like this, they give you, you know, like little holes where you can put your chains. Like here, there's nothing. And check this out. Why do you think I put all my straps on this side? Why? Because all here it's all plastic. I said, half of the weight of the machine is over here. Why can't I put my straps in there? Oh, because it's all plastic, you cannot put anything in there. You know? And I told them, you guys should send a message to, you know, to the whoever makes these. You know, make them just think about truck drivers. Like, how are we supposed to secure this shit? You know? Oh, and one more thing that happened is that I arrived at this place, and check out my trailer. Well, it sits okay, but it sits at an angle. Check. See this? There's an angle because there's so much weight, and I didn't want to put it like that, you know, in front of the wheel. But if I moved it over here, if I had moved it over here, there would be too much weight on the trailer axles. You know, I wanted to keep it legal by Ontario standards, because they allow 26,000 kgs when I tried them as soon as I cross into Canada. So I don't even need a permit for that. And they told me this was oversized. Now look at this. Look at the side of the machine. Look where my rub rail is. You know, it's pretty much legal. I don't consider this oversized. It's inside my rub rail. So, oh, and one more thing, yeah, so I go there. The guy loads this and the whole truck sighs because there's so much pressure, but he was very gentle. He released the pressure of his crane, 40-ton ceiling crane, like very slowly, and the whole trailer like went down. And the guy says, okay, you put your straps on, your chains on, and I'll help you with your tarp. I said, what? What tarp? No one said anything about the tarp. I specifically asked my agent. I said, no tarping, right? Because he told me, no tarping. Alright, so turns out, because this is a molding machine, you know, an expensive piece of equipment, they want it tarped. And I said, I only have one piece of tarp. What do you want me to do? And this was already, sorry, I'm trying to find a way where there's no wind. This was already after I put all my chains and my straps on. I said, what do you want to do, you know? And see, my top is like that. Covers the top, and then they put this kind of plastic underneath. I don't know, I think it covers the most vital parts, you know, like on the top. So if it rains, I think it should be okay. And the guy says, the guy who was loading me, the crane operator, he's like from Mozambique, and he says, don't you always stop things when you move them on a step deck or flatbed? I said, no, not always. Unbelievable. Anyway, now I just need to check my straps and chains. Oh, and one more thing. So this is Allentown, Pennsylvania, just 1 hour north of Philadelphia. This is, you know, toll freeway. I love these plazas. I'll just go inside, grab some snack. And on the way there was lots of hills. And now I have a new respect for my truck, for my cat engine, for my hush power muffler. This thing kicks ass, I'm telling you. Of course I had to downshift on big hills, but I never thought the truck with 71,000 pounds on the deck can drive this nice. I just coming here, you know, I noticed the faster I drive, the better the truck handled. So before stopping, I started driving 105, you know, like 65 miles per hour. And at that speed, my RPM are 1400, 1425, and that's where the way my truck is, my engine is dyno tuned by Cat. The guy showed me a printout. That's where I get all my maximum horsepower. So I got 550 horse at 1425. And I noticed that's kind of like a sweet spot for the truck, you know, with a heavy load. Like when I want to save fuel, if I have a you know, just regular load, I don't know, 35, 40,000 pounds, I just drive around 1300, 1320, you know, 1330. That's best fuel economy, but it doesn't pull too well. And I learned that when I was doing that 66,000 pound load in Alberta. That was my first heavy load, but this beats everything I did before. This is the heaviest I ever done since 2005 when I became a trucker. Like, this is you know, it's cheap freight actually. Like, it was supposed to pay much more. Well, it pays okay, but you know, for this kind of hassle and headache and danger, it should pay, you know, I don't know, 10 bucks per mile for sure, because you need a special trailer for this, 3-axle trailer, and you need to be a very careful driver driving this, because the truck going downhill, the truck just wants to do like 100 miles per hour because, you know, of the gravity. So you really you have to watch your distance, you know, you have to be careful on turns, because this thing is, of course, you see, well, it's 7 feet tall. It's not that bad, but still, you know, it's wanna lean. So, but I'm glad, I'm very proud, you know, of my truck. Like, this thing really has lots of power. And by the way, I don't know if some people who are not truckers, if they realize this, but the computer, what is it called, PCM, PCU, ECU, I think it's the truck is called control module, something like PCM, personal control module. Anyway, so it doesn't allow me to use full power when I have a light load. The way it's done, I think it's load, it's called something. There's a feature that's activated in the truck. So basically, when I have a very heavy load like this, the computer releases all the power, like that 550 horse that I probably never get with an empty load. So now I have the maximum power, maximum acceleration, and actually that's why I like driving with heavy loads, because, you know, your truck really comes to life. Oh, in my recent, the last fuel up, I put half a bottle of, like probably half a gallon of that Lucas injector cleaner, and that thing works every time on my truck. I don't know about others, but that Lucas thing is really, you know, magic elixir. So maybe that's another reason why my truck pulls okay to touch wood, you know. Anyways, I'll go check my straps and chains. Then I'll try to reach, what is it, DuPont, Pennsylvania. There's a petrol truck stop there, take a shower, you know, do my laundry, and regroup. Thanks for watching. Perfect.
First way or relay?
First way.
What's your truck number?
412540.
I'm sorry, repeat that.
412540.
412540?
Yeah.
Okay, got your way. Come on inside.
Thank you. Did you hear the hesitation in the lady's voice when she was asking me about my, you know, truck number, stuff like that, and then at the end she said, "I have your weight, coming in," and there was a pause, and I knew exactly what was going on because she looked at the screen, and even though they're not truckers, right, but they know the typical weights, and I went in, paid my 10 bucks for the scale ticket. And she says, she looks at it and she says, "Not good, not good." And I look at it, and it's, I don't know if it'll show. So the steers are 11,320, which is too light. And I was feeling this, the steering was too light. So I need to add some, basically I'm going to move my fifth wheel, because right now my fifth wheel is at the very back. I'm going to move it, which way? Closer to the truck to put the weight, more weight on the steers. Now the drive axle is 37,020 pounds, 37020, which is, of course is more than the legal US, but it's still well under 40,000, which you get with a permit. Now the trailer axles, all three of them, because they cannot separate, you know, some scales they show you the load on each axle because you cannot exceed 20,000 per axle, but most states give you what, 60,000 per 3 axles. Like I have 56,500, so 11.3 on the front, 37 on the drives, and 56.5 on the trailer, which gives me the total gross weight, truck, trailer, and the load, and this driver, 104,840. 104,840, so 104,840 pounds. This is the heaviest load I ever hauled. 104,840, so roughly my empty weight is 34,000. Yeah, that's 70,840. Yeah, that's pretty good. By the way, in case you guys wonder how I managed to achieve these, because I don't have, actually that's one thing I'm gonna do next. I'm gonna buy, what they call it, like a special gadget that weighs all your axles. See, like most guys have this, right, which is just axle load, but these are not accurate. Like it says axle load pounds times 30, but see, like they're not accurate. Like now I have 37,020, this one shows 40, and they're always like that. So there's very inaccurate. But there's a gadget, I think it's called axle weigh or something, or airway. Yeah, it's called airway, and that one gives you pounds for all axles. So I really want to do this. But how I managed to do this, actually that's exactly what I wanted to do. You know why? Because 56,500 divided by 2.2 is 25,681 kgs. Perfect. And in Ontario, that triaxle is allowed 26,000 kgs illegal, no permit. So basically I'm legal in Ontario. As soon as I cross the, like here, I need a permit, but well, the size is a bit 1 inch on each side, right? But the weight would be legal in Ontario. The most important thing. Oh, but just to give you an idea, hold on, don't go anywhere. How to achieve the proper weight. Like on the night before, when I was in New Jersey, you know, I was really tired. It was already 12 o'clock, but still I did this thing. I did some drawings, and there's a formula. Basically, you need to know the distance from your kingpin to the end of your upper deck, and then the distance from the front of the lower deck to your middle axle. Like in my case, it's 40 feet, right? That's my wheelbase. But it's important to know how it's spread, because what happens is that 40 divided by 2 is 20, right? So if you put an object, like the center of that object at the 20-foot mark from kingpin, that means that the weight will spread out equally on the drives and on the trailer, right? And so I did a few kind of test trials, and I found that if I put the center of this big thing at 16 feet from the beginning of the lower deck, that gives me the overall distance from the kingpin, 9.5 plus 16, right? So 20, what is it, 25.5. That would give me perfect weight. And basically what you do is I took 71,300 divided by 40, that's my wheelbase, and multiplied by this 16 plus 9.5, right? 25.5. So that gave me load on the trailer axles 43,671. And then of course I have to add the actual load, like, you know, you need to weigh your trailer, then you know how much weight you have on each axle group when you're empty. So I know that that's, in my case, it's 12 on the steers, 12,000 on the drives, and 10 on the trailer for 3 axles. So now this 43,671, that's just the load, right? So I have to add the empty load, which is 10,000. So in my calculation it was supposed to be 53,671. But you see, it became actually more. Oh, and then the drives were supposed to be what? Just under 40. Yeah, I wanted them to be like 38, you know, 39. And you see, I made I have more weight on the trailer than I wanted. I wanted 53.6, now I have 56. But I'm still okay on the front, so. But anyway, so that's the formula. So weight divided by your wheelbase times the distance from the kingpin to the center of the load, and that the weight you will have on your trailer axles. And then you just substitute that, let's say 71,300. From that I substitute 43.671. And that gives me how much load will be on the fifth wheel. So that's just quick formula that, you know, sometimes when you're somewhere in the field, there's no scales, can give you an idea how to be legal. So, all right, so let's wrap it up. This is the end of the long day with a new load, and tomorrow is another day, and I hope to be at home and spend the weekend at home. Thanks for watching. Be safe.